Right, lovely people, thank you for checking out my video today. I appreciate those that are checking this video, especially on the weekend when you could be doing a lot more. Of course, you're probably not checking this on the weekend. You're probably doing something much better on your weekends. By the way, ignore the position of my microphone. If I put it like forward, it will just basically flop everywhere. So I'm hoping the sound does not come out super loud, blowing your eardrums. Guys, I'm going to be discussing the best investments for beginners, because the type of things that beginners should be really looking at it's obviously not going to be the equivalent for those that have been investing long term for a while, because obviously your risk levels in terms of what you're willing to take is going to be quite significantly different. And I wouldn't really recommend for beginners to get involved in very, very high risk investments. So this video is great for beginners that are looking for ideas in terms of investment wise, what to get involved in, what to look into and what to kind of research in. So guys, beginners, anyone really that is interested to know about that topic, stay tuned to this video, obviously from beginning to end, and I'm going to be discussing exactly that. Guys, let's get into the video. So guys, before I get into this video, for those that have not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Guys, I will be putting more videos up. Just keep tuned. I'm trying to push through a lot more videos, do more than one a week, but it's a bit difficult because I have a lot going on. But yeah, do subscribe. It will help. Like the videos if you enjoy them. Hit the notification bell. And also, guys, I have a website that is kind of in line with this YouTube channel called Sassy Woman or SW Finances. I'm forgetting my own website's name here, which is scary, but swfinances.com. There's another name that's connected to it as well, sassywoman.net. I'm not sure how long that'll be connected to it, but either way, both links go straight to the one website, and it gives you some free information on the blogs. And if you like to support my work, there is a donate button or support button on the website. You can click and go ahead, and it will, you know, I'll put it back into the channel anyway. So like I said, at the forefront, I'm going to be discussing investments specifically suited to beginners. Now, before I do discuss that, I need to put a disclaimer out there that any information I am providing, it's basically for guidance. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I in a position to guide you in that sense. So guys, if you do need more direct financial advice, go to a financial advisor, do your own research, review everything before making any kind of decision in terms of the avenue you would like to choose. So yeah, cover your own bases. So guys, let's discuss the first best investment for beginners. And this is going to be a high interest savings account. Why a high interest savings account? Now, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't say directly go and start doing investments, putting your money into those. I would say that why don't you just put money into a savings account, do research in terms of all the savings accounts out there, and see which company offers the highest interest for your money. So essentially, you leave your money in there, especially if there's a good bulk of money there, and you'll be gaining a good amount of interest in return for it. So obviously that's a positive, because you don't do any work really to gain that interest. It's just something they give you for you to put the money up with them, for you to basically keep that money in that pot with them. Because if you guys don't already know, the money you do put with the banks, these big organizations, they utilize that money when they give it to other people, hence the interest they give in return for your money, because you're putting it there and it kind of comes useful for the organization at hand. So yeah, like I said, that's the positive in that sense. The con there, the negative here essentially is that obviously the interest you gain is very good, it is good depending on the interest level that is offered on the account. However, it's not going to be high gains specifically compared to maybe what you would get in case if you do put into an investment, right? Because in investments, your money can go significantly up, but at the same time, yes, the gains could be high there. It could also drop. So you have to evaluate those risks. And that's why the first account I'm recommending is a high interest savings account. And it's great, obviously, for beginners that have no knowledge in investments and they don't really want any knowledge. They just want to put their money somewhere and get something for it. Right, the next one I'm going to be discussing is index funds for beginners. Why? Now, an index fund, guys, is a fund where your money is put into lots of companies. So the risk is essentially spread across all those companies, which makes I wouldn't say it makes the risk significantly lower, but it would be much lower compared to directly going with the individual stocks. For that reason, because your risk is proportioned amongst all these companies. So the S&P 500, you have the high dividend, I can't remember the name of them, but basically there's loads of different types of index funds. There's, like I said, S&P 500. There's the Vanguard funds for different countries. There's lots of index funds you can choose from, but obviously the most popular is the S&P 500. And then obviously you've got the UK FTSEs and things like that. So obviously the first benefit there, like I've specified, risk is proportion amongst all these companies, hence making it a little bit less compared to what it would be putting it into stocks. With that, you also have a good probability of making very good gains in terms of good profits, because you get, say the S&P 500, it's not just that, say your money, you put, say the stock is £56 and you get 10 of those, and then suddenly each stock value shoots up to 10, 20 pounds. You've made a gain there. Further, with the S&P 500, it's you get a dividend return, which is around, I think it's about 2-3%. I can't remember the exact amount off my head. I'll note it I'll note it in the description here. But you do get a dividend return, and that's an extra profit right there just for investing your money. But like I've said, the con now here, obviously you've got two positives. The con is you could significantly also lose your money because there's risks involved, even with the index fund, which can be quite high. It depends on the market, but yes, there are risks involved. And also the gains from index fund is not going to be a quick gain. It's going to be something you invest in a very long term to inherently see the gains over a period of time. So if you're looking for something short term to make high profit in, then I would say look at something like these Bitcoins, cryptocurrency, which is incredibly high risk. Hence why I'm not recommending it in this video for beginners. But with index fund, if you're willing to stay in it long term, of course, you can make good returns. But like I said, it's risky. So evaluate everything when you're looking into investing in index funds. So let's move on to the next one. Now, individual stocks. This is not something I specifically like to recommend to, beginners. But the case is that I have seen lots of beginners that are interested to straight away divulge into stocks. Of course, the benefit straight off the bat is that, yes, there's a high probability you can make very good returns from it. But also the con straight off the bat, you can make a huge loss very quickly. So an example is one of my friends, he had invested over £1,000 in this water company. I can't remember the name of them, but they're a big provider in terms of water in bottles in the UK. And essentially the over £1,000 had dropped in just a few hours from investing to 700 and something. I'm not going to remember the pennies, but you can tell straight away the drop is significant. That's why I don't like to recommend stocks, because of the nature. For beginners, you haven't been doing investing, you wouldn't have a clue how these investments work, what is the risks involved, what can be your return. You need to research into the companies, you need to see what they do, how have their profit margins been over the last few years, have they got something coming up in the future that they're working on that's likely to push the profits up. You know, even knowing all of that, all this information, you don't know what could happen tomorrow to a company. So it could be that something small happens, they lose money, and it, you know, your investment drops. So that's why it's not a huge recommendation here for beginners. Individual stocks, like to obviously highlight again, the positive, you can make gains, and the negative, you can make huge losses. So again, it's something that you need to do your research in. If you definitely do want to go into it, look at the company, look at even their background. If you do look at their background and the profits they had in the past, it doesn't reflect the future. Unfortunately, everything can take a quite a quick turn. So do your research in that regard. But like I said, before this, look at the first two options that I've discussed in this video. Right, guys. So the last one for beginners. Now, if you're a beginner, but your specific aim is to look for a future pension, so your direction you're saving towards is a pension more so than anything else, then firstly, save with your employer. If you're working with someone at the moment, put your money into an account where basically you're putting money in and the employer matches your contribution. So that's the first thing I would recommend. For those that aren't working for someone and they don't have that option to basically save with their employer, the option I would recommend here is something called a SIP. Now, a SIP is a self-invested personal pension. So essentially, obviously it's linked, just like your employer one, they are linked to the investment market also. I think lots of people don't know this, but the ones that you get with your employers, they are also linked with investments. So they are linked to the stock market. So you can see up and downs with those. And it's the same thing with this SIP, essentially. But the thing with this is it's an investment account. It's an investment account specifically aimed in the direction of saving towards your pension. But this kind of account here, it lies basically is a tax efficient way to save for retirement now, which is very handy because most traditional pensions, they don't really give you the flexibility to invest how you like. So here you can choose what you want to invest in, and you have this broader spectrum in terms of choosing which direction you invest in. So it gives you more control ideally over your investments. Alongside this, SIP is also free of UK income and capital gains tax, which is extremely handy. Hence why this is a recommendation for those that are saving towards their pension. They haven't got a company pension and they want something where they can make a good amount of gains, but also it can be very tax efficient. So do your research, look into a SIP. Like I said again, self-invested personal plan. So like I've highlighted the two positives. One, you have more of a direction and control in terms of investments, what you choose in this SIP. Two, is tax efficient. The only con I would say here is if you're not aware in terms of, you don't do your research in terms of how this account works, you're not going to have a clue how basically it can affect the money you do save in it. Because you have to remember, it is linked with the investment market. So there is risks involved in terms of your pension money and you can make a loss. So do your research. Hence why I count that as a con for this specific account. Right, guys. I hope that was useful. I've named 4 specific ideas for beginners in terms of where you can allocate your money if you want to make some sort of return. Preferably, I recommend number 1 and 2 for beginners more so than number 3, the individual stocks, obviously due to the high risks, but something you could check out, of course. Number 4 is a great one for the SIP, is a great one for those that are looking in direction of a pension. And like I've said during the video, cryptocurrency is incredibly risky. It's not a recommendation, but there was someone at my work that was saving in direction of getting a house, and they took that risk. They didn't do it for Bitcoin specifically. It was Ethereum. If I probably pronounced this wrong. They'd put a significant sum of money and they made huge gains in that, so they could actually buy a house. But like I said, it is so risky. I do not recommend it. And if you are going into cryptocurrency, bear in mind, I don't think it's really regulated due to the risks in this, that you can lose your money. So do your research, do get some advice in that regard. If God forbid you do want to go for cryptocurrency and you're a beginner, do look into it in a great amount of detail. So guys, I hope this is useful. And please guys, if you do enjoy this video, smash the like button. I will also put a blog up on my website, not at the moment, but hopefully soon, where I outline all these again. So you can go on there and also have a look. So do put a comment below if you're interested in that. And also put comments below what kind of videos do you want me to put more information on, because I will do that for you guys. It's if you be interactive, I'll know what kind of direction to go with my videos. Right guys, that's everything for me. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. Please enjoy yours. Check out my website, like I've said, www.sassywoman.net, or you can use the other link. There's 2 links to my website, www.swfinances.com, and subscribe to my channel, of course. Again, why not? Thank you guys for checking out my video, and take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.